What up, though? And welcome to Lunchtime Detroit Lions Talk, brought to you by Detroit Lions on the Prowl and Lions Nation Unite. You know who it is. It's your man, Kurt Steele. It is Monday, March 14th, 2022. On today's show, we give you the latest and the greatest Detroit Lions news and rumors, including Coach Mike wants to know if we should trade for DeShaun Watson or draft Malik Willis. I break down the team-friendly contract of Josh Reynolds, and LL looks at what the Detroit Lions should do with the number 32 overall pick in the upcoming draft. But before we get to all that stuff, man, I got to bring in my crew. Y'all know who he is, man. Y'all see him in that MCDC sweatshirt, man, representing. He is our resident Rick Ross. My man, LL Cooch. What's up, my dude?
What's that, Proud Nation, and good morning.
All right, man. Y'all know who he is, man. He is the defensive line coach extraordinaire out of Jackson, Northwest, the Mounties. How they get down. It's who?
Coach Jones. Who is Coach Mike Jones? What's going on, Lion fans?
Let's get this thing started.
Right now.
Let go.
It's Detroit Lions Talk, baby.
We're going to get up, and on the way up, we're going to bite a kneecap off.
Yes, sir. We in the deep. All right, welcome back to the show, people. Man, this has been a hot and fire topic all over Twitter all weekend long since DeShaun Watson was announced that he would not face any criminal charges out there in Houston for the sexual assault or sexual harassment charges. And there's been I want him on the Lions. I don't want him on the Lions. So, my man, Coach Jones, what is your scenario? What do you want to know about what the Lions should do at quarterback?
Yeah, first of all, let me just get this out clear. DeShaun Watson probably ain't going to come to Detroit. But that shouldn't stop us from at least giving an offer out there, at least putting our chips in the, you know what I'm saying? So, me personally, just to get it started, not an official, trade, I would go a 1 this year, a 2 next year, and Jared Goff. And just to see what it is Carolina counters with. I just seriously, I don't think that DeShaun want to come to Detroit. That seems like he wants to win now type of guy. But it's out there, man, and nobody knows. Because personally, I think the Houston Texans is responsible for these allegations. I mean, I'm just gonna come on and say it. I'm gonna come on and say it.
I can't, I have to say that I'm thinking the same thing.
Yeah.
And now, so he wanted to leave. All of a sudden, it was these allegations came up.
He touched me. Oh yeah, man.
I don't know, man. Now, I'm not saying that it. Now, don't get me wrong. I don't want to downplay any allegations of sexual assault or sexual harassment, right? Because that is something serious, and you cannot take that lightly. You know what I'm saying?
No, definitely.
And that is a reason why a lot of women don't report, or hell, even men don't report, because people don't take the allegations seriously. But we know that the district attorney out there in Houston, whatever county that is, they did not find enough substantiated evidence to go forward with a criminal lawsuit. But go ahead and finish up what you got.
Man,
I know this has been burning.
Yeah, man.
He keep me. Oh man, we got to talk about this DeShaun Watson thing.
Yeah,
okay, all right.
Yeah. I mean, because a lot of people are talking about it. A lot of people, they want the Lions to at least show interest in the DeShaun Watson situation, even though it might not be likely. He wants to go to a winner. Maybe the coaches, the coaching, I don't know what you say, but maybe they can get to DeShaun Watson. But it is something that I think the Lions should be interested in, and they should at least tend to it. Now, on the other hand, this Malik Willis situation is caught fire and is rapidly approaching. As much as we try to do this to it, it's coming. You know what I'm saying? It's coming. I know, Kurt. But you know what? You know what? The reason why it's becoming more interesting is because when you listen to guys like Mike Tannenbaum, and you listen to Herman Moore, when I listened to you guys the other day, they are not, a former GM and hopefully a future Hall of Famer. They are not against the Lions going for a quarterback this year. And their reasoning is, is pretty good, man. Like Mike Tannenbaum said, you look at the three. Well, he didn't include this franchise, but if you look at the three franchises that have had the most QB success in the recent years, is New England, Seattle, and Green Bay. And all three of those franchises draft quarterbacks. They got 3 Hall of Famers. Okay, 3 Hall of Famers there, and they will draft a quarterback in a hot second. So, so why do we think that we should be above, drafting a quarterback? You know what I'm saying? So I've been looking at it both sides, because we can't say like, oh yeah, and then we can get one, because nobody want to come here. You know what I'm saying? No free agent want to come here. So, that's going to be the same in the Gronk situation or Richard Sherman situation. Like, don't nobody want to come here. We're going to have to draft somebody. So why put all our eggs in one basket? I'm with drafting a quarterback every year. Like Mike Tannenbaum said, every year we need to go on and get one, because or else we're going to be like the Denver Broncos, the team that's been ready and waiting for a quarterback for 8 years, and they keep getting the wrong guy.
Honestly, I think drafting a quarterback this year will be playing into that scenario that you just said. Would be a team looking for, why are we wasting draft capital on one of these quarterbacks this year? None of them are projected to be very good. Even if they are, I just honestly don't really understand the point in drafting one of these quarterbacks this year, especially high. Like, I really wouldn't mind having one of these guys. We can get them later on, but I don't know how realistic that is. But I just feel like it's going to be so many more players, so many more better players, or players that we'll need, that we could take, that'll still be on the board before we should draft or look at any of these quarterbacks. With DeShaun Watson, I mean, I'm not so sure what's the thought process behind it. Because like you said, I guess the thought is he want to play for a winner, but he said the Minnesota Vikings. So I don't know how true that is, because they're not in a position to win nothing no time soon. I don't care about the pundit.
They just signed Kirk Cousins, so that ain't gonna happen.
Yeah.
That could be for trade reasons. I don't know what it's for, but yeah, that too. But so winning ain't too much on his agenda if he named a team like the Minnesota Vikings, because they're not poised to win a goddamn thing.
Yeah, well, they should have stayed with Case Keenum. That's what they should have did.
Yeah, they should have said that would have been better for them.
Right. But that's pretty much it. I don't believe in drafting one of these quarterbacks this year, and I think that the Lions should go all in for Deshaun Watson. Like you said, they should probably make an offer. I don't want them to make a insubstantial offer and piss them off. So they like, once I see that number pop back up, if it's a 248, a 313, a 57, whatever, if it's one of them, don't answer it. So I would, like I said on Twitter, I just revealed what I said I would offer. I would offer 32, Hawk, Swift, and Goff. And that's on the light side, because before I would say I offer them all. You got to do something. Number one, you have to make a substantial enough offer that they'll listen to. Number one, and number two, agree or disagree, those players that I included in the deal are easily replaceable. Swift, I like Swift. I don't necessarily want him to leave, but he's not irreplaceable. He's not really that great of a back. He could probably get there, but right now he's not. Hawk,
sure.
I like Hawk. I don't want him to leave, but Hawk is replaceable. He hasn't given us the production that you would think an irreplaceable tight end will give you. And you already know, JG, y'all's boy, can go. So,
man, below me, man.
Yeah,
For me, now, I would say this: like the Lions, they have a mentality that they're set at quarterback right now. I don't think they're going to do anything this year at quarterback. That's just my mentality. Looking at the situation, they look at the end of the year. They brought Jared Goff here for a reason. Brad Holmes likes Jared Goff. He helped draft him out there in LA. I don't think he's going anywhere for at least 1 year. I think that they're looking at it as an economic thing where they're not going to move on from him, because if they trade him this year, it's a cap hit. If they trade him, because they have to pay all the guaranteed money that they owe him up front before he leaves the building. That's a big cap hit for us. Ooh. We're already getting ourselves out of cap hell. So why would you do that? What's up? What you got, Ella?
But you're right. I don't know the complete logistics of the trade monies and all of that. but they could make it in the deal to where, hey, we pay this and y'all pay that, right?
No,
Like they could, they can't.
It's written in the bylaws that if a player gets traded, any guaranteed money, any guaranteed signing bonus, thing like that, you got to remember they restructured his contract last year to put a lot of this stuff into signing bonuses last year.
I understand, but I thought like, let's say if
so any prorated signing bonus that run over to this year, that the Detroit Lions are liable for. That's why that's why we were paying so much to Matthew Stafford last year, because he had so much guaranteed money on the books.
I understand.
And we had to pay that when
but
he went to LA.
If we draw up a deal and say, you pay what you pay and I pay what I pay, what I'm saying? You get what I'm saying?
The contract law is different in the NFL. Any guaranteed monies, signing bonuses, any bonuses, signing guaranteed money has to be paid by the losing club up front. So that's why we were paying Jared Goff last year so much money, and Matthew.
Either way, pay it. Either way, don't care, whatever.
I got a question for y'all. I got a question for y'all. Do y'all think? Okay, say somebody's sitting there in the third round that he's a pretty good talent. Like, we need somebody at minimum to back up Jared Goff.
I mean, I'm not saying our quarterback situation is not great. It's not, where we need it to be.
Hell no.
But you know what I'm saying? I just don't see them moving on from Jared Goff this year. That's just what I'm saying. Malik Willis, any of these quarterbacks in this draft, if this was a normal quarterback laden draft, these guys would be second, third round guys. The top guys in this draft, any other draft, they would be, if they came out next year, these guys would be second, third, maybe even fourth round type of talent. But because of the situation this year, they're getting pushed up the draft boards because there's not a lot of quarterback talent in this draft. I see the Lions, looking at maybe next year or the year after, probably next year, getting a quarterback. They have the draft capital to do that. I would not trade our 2-1s this year and then another one next year, because that's what they're saying it's going to take to get DeShaun Watson, at least 3 1s.
I do it.
I'm not going to trade those. I'm not going to trade those. Not in the state that the team is in now. If we had more pieces on this team, I could see doing that. But right now, at the way that the team is structured right now, in this rebuild that we're doing, or retool, or whatever the hell you call it, I just don't see it.
Ain't no retool. It's a rebuild, Kurt. It's a rebuild.
That's what Brad. I'm using Brad Holmes' own words. He said retool. We as Lions fans, we know you can't put a wool over our eyes. We know this crap is a rebuild, not a retool. But if you look at it, I just think that we're not in a place to do that and throw all our chips in. I know Les Neese has F them picks, all that stuff like that. But if this team was more had and the bigger foundation built, I would say go ahead and take a chance. But I just don't see it right now. I think we need to build more, and I think next year is when we can say we can throw some draft capital at somebody to get either move up in the draft to get a quarterback or trade for a quarterback. I think next year we can do that.
If this is the year to get Deshaun Watson, do you like Mike Jones said, at least make an offer?
I can see that, just to see what it's going to take to get a player of his caliber, because it may not be him, but it may be somebody else.
Right.
All right. Hey, all right. The family discussion topic for today is: would you either trade for Deshaun Watson or draft Malik Willis? Let us know what you can in the comments down below. You know how we do it. We do 6 of them things, and we put them on the next show. Hey, if you like the content, like the video, share the video, comment on the video. All of these things help us with this YouTube algorithm to get this content in front of more Lions fans just like yourself. Man, it's crazy today. Y'all know today starts free agency. The league year starts today. But the Lions kind of started early last week, and we did something that I thought was just easy deal. Go ahead and bring back wide receiver Josh Reynolds. And some people were like, oh, man, why are we going to sign him for 2 years and $12 million? Well, that deal was a lot friendlier than we thought, because when Josh Reynolds signed that 2-year deal, I wasn't worried about that salary cap implication because Disneynomics was handling the terms of the contract, man. Let's go ahead and take a look at what this deal entails for my man Josh Reynolds coming back to Detroit. 2022, he has a base salary of $1.2 million guaranteed at signing. He got another signing bonus of $1.5 million, which half of that is this year, half of that is next year. He's got another $50,000 in workout bonuses and his cap hit for this year alone is just $2 million. Of $12 million, his cap hit this year is only $2 million. So next year we look at his base salary in 2023. He's got a $1.8 million base salary, that prorated $750,000 signing bonus from that's held over from this year, another $50,000 from a workout bonus, a roster bonus up to $400,000. He's got a roster bonus due on March 20, another one, which is $1 million. The cap hit for him next year will be $4 million, which is still pretty cheap. Dead cap hit if he's cut is only $750,000, which just frees up another $1.25 million. Man, this ain't a team-friendly deal. Man, Mike Disney wrote this thing like, man, you gonna sign, man, but you got to work for this, because basically it's really, especially on the second year, it's a really incentive-laden contract where we can get out of this deal easy, and it won't cost us a lot on the books next year. But man, you talking about, man, signing for peanuts and playing, playing for dollars, and he did not. Now I get it, but people was up in an uproar. They were like, "Oh man, we overpaying this guy $6 million a year." Nah, man, we only $2 million in cap this year, and really $4 million next year, and a lot of stuff is in roster. But and you have to look at how NFL contracts are really written. And I knew this was going to be the deal. I said, I'm not worried about this contract because it's going to be a lot of money up front, and it's going to be where we can get out of it easy in the second year if we want to move on. Especially if we want to move on from Jared Goff next year, we can cut him and we can cut Reynolds because that's his whoopee. But what do you guys think about this? The deals of this contract?
It's obviously very team friendly. I like it. It's going to help the situation that we have currently, allegedly, supposedly. And most importantly, like just with the money and everything like that, it is exactly what we need. So shout out to Josh Reynolds for, I guess, understanding what needed to be done, taking a deal. He may have gotten or could have gotten, better money some elsewhere, but he decided to stay here and help us out as far as, being a receiving option and taking a very, very, very team friendly deal.
Man, you said you used like 4 soliloquies for if.
You know what? I got one thing to say about this. What Wesley Snipes saying? White man can't jump. We going Disney. We going Disney. That's all I got to say about that, man.
Thing, man. He wrote that contract, man.
So when we have so much faith in Mike Disney, and you don't think that somehow, some way, if it were to be agreed upon, you don't think he can get us some kind of good trade lines or trade, trying to like give us favorable conditions in the trade?
You can't mistake contract negotiate or contract terms with trade capital and trade, and saying, because that's Brad Holmes. Brad Holmes does do the trade and willing to deal and stuff like that too. What you're offering and things like that. Mike Disney is the guy who would come in when the player comes in, we can look at reworking the contract. Like, that's
what you probably look at them contracts before you,
because DeShaun Watson, it's gonna be some money off the books. Whoever gets him in this year, they're gonna have some money because he's got to remember he's just signed that huge contract and he hasn't played a game under it.
I know.
So whoever gets him, they're gonna have to have the capital to trade for him and the salary cap space to sign him to for that long-term deal. So
I feel LL. I would rather pay DeShaun Watson than pay Jared Goff. I'm just saying. I would.
Man.
I'm just being honest.
Man, go over to lionsontheprowshop.com and get yourself some Prowl Nation gear. I'm rocking a Prowl Nation shirt today. My man LL's rocking that MCDC sweatshirt today, man. Let's bite some kneecaps, man. It is all good right here in Detroit, Lions of the Prowl, man. Go over to lionsontheprowshop.com. Get yourself some Prowl Nation gear. We got to update it. We're still working with Lions Nation United to get the updated store up and going. So when we get that up and running, stay tuned. We'll have you over there. And if you want some Lions gear right now, man, you get some NFL gear on the low on fanatics.com because the season's over. We're going to be getting ready to go into the next year. And all the new training camp gear is going to be coming out and all that other good stuff, and we don't know if the Lions are going to change uniforms or not. I know there's some proposals out there. The Lions can add their second helmet this year. So you're looking at that.
Mhm.
Maybe there's some changes to the uniform, maybe not. I don't know, but you can get that gear on Lolo over at fanatics.com. Links in the description, and a portion of the proceeds, a small portion of the proceeds from that link, go to help us go to content on this channel. Man, LL, I know you got something to talk about, my dude. What's up for you for today?
Well, guys, my news and rumors topic for this Monday is, what should the Detroit Lions do with pick number 32? There's a lot of speculation. One of the early suggestions were that we'll end up with Jared Davis at 32. I no longer think that that's a possibility. I didn't really think it was much of a possibility then, but it probably for sure ain't now. But there is a lot of options, including, with my man Mike Jones maybe looking at a quarterback. Been seeing a lot of wide receivers like Jahan Dotson if Drake London sticks around, or even maybe a player like George Pickens. Of course, linebacker options. Early on was my man out of Utah, Devin Lloyd, but I don't believe that's going to happen anymore. But now it's more players like Chad Muma or Christian Harris out of Alabama. So there's a lot of options at 32, or even there's another option, and we could trade out of that pick. Trade back to do whatever else, and that's usually a popular thing to do with that last pick or the first pick in the second round. So I guess I just ask you guys, what do you think that we should do at pick 32?
If we get good conversation, I would trade that pick, because there's always someone looking to come back up into the first round, especially if a team doesn't have any first round picks. They're always looking to come back up into the first round to get somebody. And if that guy's sitting there and we can get the good compensation for it, I say go ahead and trade it, because we're picking again right down the line at 34. So you can definitely get a king's ransom for that number 32 pick if the right guy is still on the board.
Yeah, I'm with Kurt. If we take somebody at 32, it gotta be a middle linebacker. It can't be a receiver. Gotta be, because we don't have one middle linebacker on this roster with game experience. I'm talking about NFL game experience. We don't have one. So Christian Harris, maybe even old boy from Wyoming, Chad Muma, or somebody. We gotta have a guy who's used to playing middle linebacker, because we got Woods and we got Barnett, we got a whole bunch of people that just, what I'm saying, they be good outside linebackers, and but I just don't think that they could fit that middle linebacker scheme. And I'm not willing to take another year trying to figure out what we do in that linebacker. So we need that guy.
You don't have no faith in that boy Packer Punch and Derek Barnes?
Not playing middle linebacker his first year.
I think he's an outside linebacker.
Yeah.
I think his talents are better utilized at the outside line. I think we will get a middle linebacker in free agency. I think that would be one of the things we might do. I just think that you're looking at it. We'll see starting today when the free agency starts.
Oh, yeah.
But you have a few middle linebackers that's out there that their teams just went out release them. You got that guy coming out of Atlanta. Team in tackles.
I don't know how to say his name.
Neither do I.
Yeah, you got the guy Hicks that's coming out of Arizona, who led their team with tackles last year as well. They, Arizona, they got tons of linebackers, so they could let one of those guys go.
Right.
So you have a ton of middle linebackers, and with the salary cap this year still kind of being on the low end, even though it went up, you got an opportunity to get a good veteran middle linebacker that doesn't have a lot of age on him.
Right.
So
right.
I'm kind of mad at Arizona though, because Arizona took every linebacker that I wanted the last couple of years. They took Zayvon Collins. They took Hassan Reddick. They took Isaiah Simmons. I'm like, man, I don't like Arizona.
That's why they let guys go this year, because they were so deep at linebacker.
They even signed Marcus Golden. I want the Lions to take a better look at him last year.
Yeah, that 32 though. I'm looking at trading back, get a king's ransom. It all depends on what they do this week in free agency in the next couple of weeks. I'm sorry, because people just think free agency is just 1 week. You know what I'm saying? Or 3 days. They look at from Monday to Friday, they look at all these deals and they think free agency is over. But you got free agency last really up into the season because you got people that's going to get cut. You're going to get the camp cuts. You're going to get, a lot of players that's going to be in free agency all the way up until the season starts.
It lasts longer than that as well, because look where we picked up Josh Reynolds last year.
Yeah.
And things like that. So, but enough of talking about what we should do at 32. Of course, if you like this content, subscribe, leave us a comment, do things like that. Help us on this march to 4,000. If you need some gear, go ahead and check out the link in the description and go ahead and grab some. But we're going to slide from those news and rumors topic over to everybody's favorite topic, and that is the comment card. Well, that's the Kurt Steele's favorite topic, sorry. And that is the comment card. Of course, you guys leave those comments. We picked 6 of them, and we're heading there now. So what do you got for us on this one, Kurt?
All right, first up, we got James Allen in the building saying Trey Flowers is gone, bye-bye, after the new league year. Now, I didn't get a chance to ask you guys about this. What do you guys think about when the Lions released Trey Flowers last week? Is it happening like between the shows that we had? You got Mike knows we're gonna buy about his name.
I'm just saying, man.
And his peace for my man.
Peace out.
Hey, if you see me in the streets, don't say nothing. All right, what you got?
Scott Smith says, if the Jags take Hutchinson, we trade down and get the New York Jets 4 and 10. Let's hope the Lions talk with the Jaguars before the draft and make a deal to ensure we get Hutchinson. Scott Smith, I'm not so sure if you understand how the draft works. I don't know if they're going to tell us what they're going to do at number 1, and I'm not so sure that the Jets will be willing to give up 4 and 10. But if it were to happen, I wouldn't be that mad at it.
Mm-hmm. All right, yeah, that's cool. 4 and 10, call them up. Lion King says, I know y'all don't want Malik Willis at 2. Most YouTubers say Goff is a good QB, but most say he won't lead us to a Super Bowl. So we need a franchise QB. Kurt, did you do this on purpose? QB, explain the process. How we get on since I think he might have messed it up. How we get on since next few drafts, we won't have a high pick with the 22nd schedule. We should win 10 games. And I totally feel what you're saying. I was thinking about the same thing. Is I don't want to mortgage draft capital in the future, right, for a pick, because I know if we do good how I think we will do this year, next year we're probably not going to be picking in the top 10, which means we're going to have to mortgage some of that draft capital. You know what I'm saying? So it does make sense. Okay, get a quarterback this year. I mean, it's not, it's a toss up, but I feel what you're saying, man, because I'm really stuck in the middle of the road right now. It's like I don't want to give up the money next year either, so yeah, man.
You're gonna have to give it up to get what you want in this
right.
You're gonna have to do something, mortgage a little bit of something. You look at the Rams, the Super Bowl champions, man, they mortgage everything, but guess what? F them picks, it worked because they won the Super Bowl. All right, Tony Bloom and Shine, I think I said that. Okay, I think the Lions need to build the defense up, defense and more defense, and one receiver in there. Go Lions, bring back the head slap. Man, okay, Tony, I feel you on that. Defense. I give you a receiver in there. The head slap, man, you want to get somebody a concussion, man. That's why they got rid of that thing.
Right. William Coral says Corey Littleton will be available next week. Do we pull the trigger? He not getting the same type of money he got in Las Vegas. Corey Littleton might be a good option because Anzalone should be gone. I had to look up Corey Littleton. He seems to be a sure tackler. I'm not so sure how he is in pass coverage and things like that.
But
he more
of like a Sam or a Will linebacker? I don't think he's a middle guy.
Right.
Yeah.
But I mean, I don't know. I honestly, maybe it's worth giving a look. I don't know. We'll see though, William Coral.
Yeah, I haven't done a whole lot of
I remember he was at the Rams.
Yeah.
He left the Rams to go to the Raiders. Yeah, but I don't know.
I don't really know. I'm not even going front for you. Randy Frank says the ball hawking safety Lions was more recent, Glover Quinn.
Yeah, Yeah, that was a topic
Yeah.
we talked about on Free For All Friday.
Okay.
Luke G asked, what was the last ball hawking safety we had in the Lions? And I have to agree, it was Glover Quinn was the last ball hawking safety that we had. I think Quandre Diggs was on his way to that because if you look at him, the number of interceptions he was having when he got switched to safety, he was on his way to that, and that's what he's known for out in Seattle. But yeah, the last good ball hawking safety we had was my man Glover Quinn.
Quandre Diggs need to come on back.
Right. Let's take a look at Quandre Diggs and maybe even the safety option in the draft with Daxton Hill. But thank everybody for those comments. Of course, leave us those comments throughout the show. We'll pick 6 of them to go on the next show. So sliding from Kurt's favorite segment to everybody's favorite segment, and that is the dessert with your man Kurt. What you got for us today, Kurt?
All right, Dessert with your man Kurt is brought to you by Delightful Bites, custom cookies and desserts for any occasion. If you like how they look, you will love how they taste. Delightful Bites, get your cookie on. Now the Lions did make some moves this weekend. Late yesterday, you had the signing of one Evan Brown, that the center that came in last year when we lost Frank Ragnow, and he has agreed to come back to Detroit. They have agreed to terms. It hasn't been released yet for him. And another player that they re-signed was free agent, safety and special teams really extraordinaire. My man CJ Moore is coming back on a 1-year deal worth up to $2.4 million, and only has $800,000 guaranteed. That boy Disney go ahead and working that magic again with that salary cap. Man, he's doing his thing. But CJ Moore, safety, which is primarily a special teams ace, and Evan Brown, man, that dude really came in. That solidifies. And I'm that with him coming back, that means all of the offensive line that we had last year, include, all the backups and all the starters that we had from last year are back on the roster this year. So it's going to make for even a better and sustained offensive line going forward. And Fred's going to do his business, coaching those guys up. So that's your dessert with your man Kurt. Shout out to Mike Disney for doing his thing, and for those guys for bringing those key pieces back on the offensive line and special teams. So, but that's your dessert with your man Kurt, brought you to by Delightful Bites, custom cookies and desserts for any occasion. You can go over to her Facebook page. The link is in the description. If you don't do the Facebook thing, go ahead and email her at delightfulbites18@gmail.com. Delightful Bites. Get your cookie on. Now it's time for us to go ahead and take that quick walk on over to that wall of fame, baby. Today, we got my man, Detroit Drew, who posted such a cute picture of his daughter on Twitter the other day, man, when she got dedicated to the church, man. Shout out to Detroit Drew, man. He's doing his thing. He's got some great Pistons coverage over on his YouTube channel. So go ahead and check out Detroit Drew for all your Pistons coverage. You got Smoking Jeremy Barrick on that. David Anderson, or Q, as he likes to be called sometimes. Chano and Insano rounds out our bronze members. And our silver members, we got my man Nomus J, Jason Porter's Cap Ice Cold, my man John Martin, Henry Wallace, and Shannon Peck rounds out our silver members. In the gold members, we got my man Rissa Reliable, Michael Huck, Larry McQuiston, The Tornado, Turner C. Burley, Just in the D, Mr. Rough and Raw himself, who showed up on Friday, man. We miss him. North End Ken, and the Dr. Detroit. He is always in. And don't forget, man, Lionel, the hopeful. I saw you over there checking out Micro Mike over there this weekend as well. So that is our Wall of Fame. If you want to become a member of the Wall of Fame, click the Join Now button down in the description. We will have our Gold Members meeting this week, Wednesday. Now, this week, we have a full slate of shows. So all week long, you're going to get some coverage right here. Free agency is here. We're going to have the coverage for you right here on the channel. So all week, we ain't doing Monday, Wednesday, Friday. We doing Monday through Friday this week, baby. So make sure you stay tuned right here at Detroit Lions on the Prowl, man. And we will make sure we put it out there on social media that you know that we're getting a full set of shows this week for the channel, because we can't skip the Detroit Lions news all week, man. Big news around the league, man. Like Tom Brady is back and all that noise, and man, Rodgers saying it was my time. It was my news. I was supposed to be the lead story, but how he winds up there in Green Bay. All right, now it's time for final thoughts for today's show, my man. LL, what you got, my dude?
My final thoughts as we enter the start of a new league year is, I just want to ask a favor of the universe. I just ask that you understand the plight and the struggle of certain fans of certain teams, you know, and especially with the Detroit Lions. Just understand that what we've been throughout our time as fans and their time in the league and things like that. And understand that the energy has shifted, the energy is changed, and things are looking much brighter. And it's time to leave those types of things in the past. And one thing that will help us get out of those muck and the mire of our past is to somehow, some way, get us a quarterback like DeShaun Watson. So, you know, even if it means, you know, even if it means trading our starting quarterback, you know, that we, you know, did so much with, we should just, is so unreplaceable. I just hope that the universe finds it fit for us to move on from that quarterback to get a decent quarterback of the likes of DeShaun Watson.
All right.
Man, go there.
LL with his prayers to the football guys this morning. What you got, Coach Joe?
Man, Monday, I hope everybody gets started their week off right. And, you know, I know it's a little rough when you be coming off the weekend and you kind of running on time schedule, like, oh man, it's that time already. Yeah, you know, just get out the house and get on time to work and things like that, man. But one thing I don't want to be underplayed, and I said it a little bit earlier, was how much we need a middle linebacker. I think that is one of the most overlooked necessary needs of this team. I know a lot of people talking about edge rusher, receiver, safety. We need a middle linebacker just as bad as we need an edge rusher. Because if you don't have a true middle linebacker on your team, you're going to have that Tahir Whitehead situation. You know what I'm saying? Going on where you got guys who are outside linebackers trying to fit them in and make them, you know, it's not a good look. You don't want that hole in the gaping in the middle of your defense. You just got to take care of that, man. So I just want everybody to get their minds focused, okay? Because the Lions just might trade back and take a middle linebacker in the first round, okay? Just get your mind focused. Hey.
I feel you on that, especially with the how deep this defensive end draft class is. They may trade back and get a middle linebacker. I feel you on that, my man. My final thoughts for today's show is that I'm so happy that the league year is going to be starting soon. Free agency frenzy starts today, as they call it on NFL Network. Go ahead and check it out. If we're going to miss some things, we're going to make sure we cover it on tomorrow's show. Again, don't forget we have a full week of shows this week. We will not be just Monday, Wednesday, Friday. We're going a full slate again this week just to cover everything we need to cover with all the news that's going to be coming out for the league and for the Detroit Lions. In the middle linebacker situation, we definitely need that, especially switching to more of a four-man front. So if you're listening to Dan Campbell, we're going to switch to four down linemen. You need a good middle linebacker to run that the middle of the field. So we'll be look out for that middle linebacker position. Hey, it is Monday. The grind starts today, baby. So don't go ahead and get down already, because you got to grind hard. You got to start off the week right, and we're doing that for you right here on Detroit Lions on the Prowl Lunchtime Detroit Lions Talk. So you know what you got to do, man. It's Monday. You know you finished that lunch, man. Go ahead and get out that gas, those belches out right now, and hit the napkin coming up your face. Finish your drink and get back to work, baby. And whatever you're doing in life, you got to boss up, ball out, and be the best version of you that you can be. For my fellas, this is Curt Steele, and I will holler at you real soon. We love you, Jim.